Welcome back to
It's a Girl Thing. Look where we are.
What the hell? We're in a studio for the first
Why are we
time.
so fancy?
Don't you feel really professional?
And also, you're dressed like a professional.
I've come straight from work, so I actually am in my corporate wear.
You can tell the difference in our jobs.
Yes, what we do for work.
Very official, not.
And this is like not that corporate. It's like a casual corporate. But I was like, I need to take a change of clothes. And then classic didn't take a change of clothes.
What would happen if you walked into the office in like trainers?
You'd get looks. 100%. People are there in suits and ties.
What?
Like, yeah, like female suits as well, and like dresses and blazers. Like,
really?
if you walked in like that, it'd be like. But now I feel like I'm literally interviewing you because I'm in my corporate gear, but we're gonna roll with it. Next time I'll pack a change.
Your
But we're so
hair is
excited.
lush.
Thanks. I feel a bit flustered.
I'm flustered because the train station, it said lift or stairs. I swear to you, it said, I thought it said like 50 stairs. I was huffing.
There's way more than that. I followed the crowds, classic, and just found myself in a lift. And
I
was
followed
like,
the men.
oh, damn.
Classic.
Classic. We have got such a fun app today, but we've been like finding it difficult, haven't we? Because we're doing ICKS and we've been reading them all week already.
Oh my God,
trying not to tell each other
funny.
our funny ones. I don't think we've like spilled the beans on any.
No, but I was in bed at midnight giggling to myself in bed.
I know, I was literally crying, and then I would say to Elliot like an ick, and he would be like, that's really not that funny. And I'd be like,
I know.
If you're a girl,
I'm
it's funny.
scared about. I'm scared I'm going to read one that I think's hilarious, and you're like,
No, any girls will think they're funny. But I was like talking to a couple of boys today at work about ICKS, and they were like, oh yeah, like when she has bad breath. And it was like, yeah, that's not a funny ick. That's literally everybody thinks that's disgusting.
Before we get started into ICKS, how's your week been?
Yeah, so I went away to San Fran for work. That was like, it sounds very glam. It was literally torrential rain and 40-mile-an-hour wind. But it was good. And then my week, I've literally just been like with my boy Milky, hanging out.
I was about to say my boyfriend, but you said your cat.
My little lamb Milky. No, we get DMs asking about Milky. Like, everybody, thanks for asking. Milky. One of us.
Imagine him sat
I was just about to say that.
We could never bring Buddy. It's half term this week.
Oh.
I actually feel like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards.
You look great.
Thanks.
Tell me what you've been up to.
We went to Legoland. That was fun. Then took the kids bowling. I think one of them is faulty. One of my children.
Why?
Guess which one?
Hudson.
Yeah.
Why?
Went bowling. He's like, obviously he knows the bowling ball is heavy. Like, he's lifted it. He knows it's heavy. I get a ramp, because obviously he's not going to be able to get it very far. I get the ramp out, put the bowling ball on the top, and he headbutts it.
Oh, has he got a big lump on his head?
Yeah. I was like, I just looked at him like,
We live and we learn. Is he all right?
Yeah, he was fine. He went to do it a second time.
No.
I was like, there's something wrong.
Oh my God,
with
was he not
him.
crying? He was just like, vibe.
No, he was like, well, first time didn't work, better try again.
I'll give it another go. You know, if at first you don't succeed,
Try
I like his
again.
attitude. I like it. Oh my God, has it been chaos? You're exhausted?
It has been, but it's also been fun.
Nice.
Yesterday I took them to soft play while I worked. That was a disaster. But hey, the juggle's real.
Yeah, trying to do working while in that environment. We went to a soft play once. Oh no, I think me and you went to a quiet soft play. My other friend took me to.
Soft play.
Yeah, it was like a little one that wasn't really like a huge soft play. My friend once took me to one, and I was like, I don't think I'll ever come out the same. The smell is the main takeaway from me from that. Like, children don't smell good. They don't.
I think when you have kids, that's Elliot's job. He'll take them to soft play.
100%.
You'll do Pampers and like nails.
I'll just do like
Walks to the
things.
park.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Swimming.
a stroll along the
perhaps.
beach.
Yeah. He can do soft play every day of the week, 100%. It's not for me. My week's been quiet, but I am actually going to Poland tomorrow, which is just a last minute trip with mum, dad and bro. I know, I'm so excited. My brother's moving to Thailand in March.
Wow.
So we were like, let's
By
squeeze in a
himself?
little family trip. Yeah, he's literally killing it. Like, he's like earning money from his YouTube channel.
Yay.
He's just like moving to Thailand.
I love that.
He's inspo.
You're like, slay.
Honestly, big fat slay.
By the way, Daisy's saying slay every 2
Oh
seconds.
my God.
She saw an ice cream flavour the other day. I don't think she understands slay yet, but it will get there. She saw an ice cream flavour at Legoland. She looked at me and went, slay.
I think that is an appropriate use of the word. I actually do.
I just looked at her and said, slay.
Slay. We can get so much more into her vocab as well.
Yeah.
When I was last with her, we were talking about engagement rings and she was like, what do you want, Lucy? And I was like, big fat rock. Big fat rock. And then all day she kept going, you're going to get a big fat rock. And I was like, yes, I am, my sweetheart.
Can you imagine if someone asks her about rings? She's like, well, I want a big fat rock.
Big fat rock. Slay on the end of that. I love her. We can make her a mini version of us.
You're a protege.
She is.
Is that the word?
Mm-hmm. I think so. I'm like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, I don't even know.
This morning I had the stress of my life.
Wait, okay, so you've been active on our Instagram stories at GirlThingPod for anyone who doesn't follow. You've done 2 fuck ups of the fortnight this week. Is this one of them that you're about to discuss now? Okay.
I feel like I'll let you know one of them right now because I'm like,
don't keep us waiting.
And sweaty this morning.
Really interesting word choice. Tell us why.
I mean, like
there's a variety of reasons that could have been. Tell us why.
In a flustered way. Basically, got on the train early.
Isn't commuting just dead?
Disgusting.
Hate it.
Disgusting. Got on the train. Michael dropped me, even though it's so early. He was like, "It's okay. Then you don't have to park.
He's a
I'll drop you at the station." I'm like, "Okay, thanks." Get on the train, texting, watching TikToks, living best life because I don't mind the first part of the journey.
Did you get Wi-Fi on there?
No, but I've got
Your
a signal.
works.
Yeah, overground trains.
Overground train, no signal.
Oh,
the whole way.
Not a slay.
Wi-Fi doesn't work. Another reason it's disgusting.
So I'm scrolling and then I get to Reading, which is like 40 minutes into my journey.
Really? That far?
Yeah. And I get little eye emojis from Michael. And I'm like, that's weird. And then I message him like, what? It's just a question mark. And he sends a picture of my work laptop on the side at home.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All the like Love Island stuff, all the Dancing on Ice, everything. So I'm like, what am I going to do?
What did you do?
Got off the train and went all the way home.
No. Could he not have like driven to where you were?
Well, he drove to one of the stations, so I didn't have to go the entire way.
So
passed it over the barrier, and then I ran across the platform.
Did you make the same train?
No, because I had to come back.
Oh yeah.
And then I got the laptop, crossed over the bridge, got on another train, went all the way back, and then into London. It was a mission.
That's awful,
and I just sat on the train.
We love Michael. What a cutie. Yeah, that is big fuck up of the fortnight.
Yeah, big fat fuck up.
When you big fat fuck. Do you know when you go to the airport, you check your passport like 1,000 times?
Yeah.
Do you? You don't have me down as that kind of girl.
I answered that.
Yeah, you don't. You don't.
I did pack a laptop. I just packed mine.
Okay.
I packed the wrong one.
I have also forgotten my work laptop before. So now every morning when I walk out the house, I open it and go, it's there. Yeah. Because I'm like, I need to know it's there. But if there was a laptop in its place, I wouldn't notice.
That's the thing. It was heavy.
Yeah.
It was giving laptops in there.
It was
vibes.
giving work laptop. And it wasn't. Crumbs.
Right, let's get on to the icks. The reason this started is because... Wait, what?
I just noticed our cute little phone cases and you guys have been buying them.
Yeah, cute.
Literally. You need to send us DMs though because we want to see what it looks like on your phones, even though
some people have been sending.
Have they? Oh my God, I'm just really bad at reading the DMs. But literally we're
Exposed.
We're so grateful, aren't we?
Yeah, it's so cute. I love when people say they've ordered.
I know.
The reason we're doing icks today is because someone sent an ick into our DMs and I text you saying... Do not read this DM because I was giggling in
my God.
my room.
Are we starting with that?
Yeah, she's the reason we started. So I feel like it has to be her.
Oh God, I can already potentially feel what's coming here.
Well, I just thought you'd like it because it's baby voice themed.
I was just about to say I can feel a baby voice coming. Crumbs.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
She says, so my ick is this. This is very niche and a bit lengthy, but the ick of all icks. My favourite animal is an otter, and when I was with my ex-boyfriend, he occasionally said I was the otter queen. Just to be clear, I don't have otter memorabilia or walk around in otter t-shirts. I just like them. Anyway, one day I came in from work and he was stood in the hallway of our house and in a very high-pitched baby voice, "The Otter Queen is home!" He then proceeded to hop like a bunny.
No. No.
Away from me while shouting, "Otter Queen, come catch me!"
Was he on drugs? Like,
Sexy.
I need more information on if he'd ever acted like this before.
She said, "It's safe to say I never quite looked at him the same after that. We ended up breaking up a little while after."
Imagine if he's like, "What's the reason?" And she's like,
What's
that
the
day.
reason?
It was that day when you were bunny hopping
Remember
around the
on June
lounge.
4th at 2 p.m.
That would be us. It'd be like, it was that day you were bunny hopping. It was too much for me.
Bunny hopping. What did he plan that out?
This is what I'm like. I need more information about this because, like, was he just always a normal guy, and then one day he's bunny hopping and doing a baby voice about otters? Because I would be like, you have taken something. Like, if Elliot started doing that,
Are you on drugs? Yeah. Do you think he was waiting in the hallway for her return?
it makes it so much worse if he was. Like, I'm in a world of confusion about this.
Yeah,
but I'm
weird.
so sorry that happened. What the hell? But do you know what caught me is this guy who's not at my work anymore, thank God, but he always used to try and flirt with me, and there was zero feelings being reciprocated.
Yeah.
And you know when someone really doesn't know, like, how to strike that conversation with you and flirt with you, and then they say something weird like the Otter Queen, which is like, this was her boyfriend, so I'm really confused. But literally, I would say I go to Pret once a week, like no more than anybody else in my office. Our office is next to a Pret. So
Sorry,
like,
didn't your Monzo say you were in like the top 1% of Pret?
It wasn't at this point that your memory's too good. Anyway, he sees me coming out of Pret one day and he's like, "There's my Pret girl." And I was actually like, "No, not
Where is she?
who?" I was like, "Not your Pret girl for starters." And also, what?
Ew.
No, after that in the office, every day he'd see me, he'd be like, "Hey, Pret girl." And I was like, "No, I'm literally going to be sick. I'm going to be sick." He kept being like, "Hey, Pret girl."
I'm going to vomit up my Pret.
I was literally like, I don't know if I can ever go to Pret again at this point, even though the cheese and tomato croissants are too good. But why are you calling me Pret girl? Why are you calling her Otter Queen? Like, it's just a no from
I like that she clarified she doesn't have otter memorabilia.
I know. She was like, "I have to let you know I'm not a freak before I start this." Oh my God, the poor girl. Okay, so I've just been scouring the internet, Reddit threads.
Dangerous.
Literally, yes. Blogs, articles, asking in girly group chats. And I believe I've come up with a solid list of icks.
Really?
We're going to go in simple. Maybe we should like rate them on a scale of like a low ick to like a 1 ick to a 10 ick.
Okay, 10 being icky ick.
The worst.
Yeah.
So watching a man chase a ball, like
a ping pong ball.
for a ping pong ball when he like is in beer pong and he misses it and he's chasing it across the room.
I wouldn't get icked, but I do think that's funny.
I would put it at a 5.
Yeah, I'm going same. Okay, I've gone Reddit thread, which is actually quite concerning, the things that I've read on this Reddit thread. One that I just read in the bathroom and laughed out loud at. She says, "Ugh, I went to give him a BJ." And there was a chunk of food.
Where? Where? Oh my God.
She says, there was a chunk of poo stuck on his
No. No. That's beyond an ick. I'd be like, there's shit on your dick. Wait, how did that happen? I don't understand how it's gone from back to front. Or is it like in the middle? Like, I'm ill. I'm ill.
Ooh, yeah, I don't actually. That's a 10.
That's not right. That's beyond a 10.
That's 100.
None of mine are anything on that
Oh,
level. So
I've
I think
found
you've won the
some
competition. Oh my
goodies.
God.
Some real
Okay.
goodies.
I don't know where to go next.
I don't actually know what I'd do.
I would say something, but
Have
I
to
think we know
exit.
that. I think we know that I would be like, there's poo on your willy. Imagine having to say that to someone I actually can't.
I couldn't.
I can't top that. Is that not even your best one? Oh my God, I'm screwed.
I'm telling you, Reddit's the place to be.
Shall I even do mine or should we just do yours?
This one killed me. She says, he called me pudding. Right, that's not that bad.
I mean, why, but okay.
But not terrible.
Yeah.
Then she goes on to say, which is fine, but I need to I knew a kid in middle school who was caught sticking his willy into a bag of pudding. And everyone after that day called him Pudding. Not the fault of my date, but I could never see him again.
Yours are disturbing. Like, I don't know what side of Reddit you've ended up down, but I cannot. Mine are literally like when they can't find when they can't find somewhere to put their bag in overhead storage on a plane. Which the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that actually is icky. Like a cool guy would have storage. He just would, and
A
you
cool
can't
guy
say
would
exactly.
make
He literally
storage.
would. Or being at the start of a conga line, and then it
that
threw
was
back
you.
to me. And I was like,
you
wait,
on
I
New
was
Year's
at the start of
Eve.
a conga line on New Year's Eve, and I'm a walking
And it was
ick.
like a 4-person
And it was so awkward and disgusting. And then that's
but
when I
once you've
realised
committed,
I'm an ick.
yeah.
I'm an ick. You're like, yeah, you are.
Yeah, but I was a part of that, so
You were in the conga line.
I wasn't at the front.
Was I at the front?
The leader.
No,
Follow the leader.
I wasn't. I was mid, and then they left.
Everyone
and
left.
And then I carried it on. What can I say? I was like 4 baby Guinness deep at that point.
Yeah. This next one said he had no butt. I would always imagine him sitting on the toilet and sliding right. And then somebody said, I'm laughing so hard trying not to wake up my partner who also has no butt.
Oh my God. I'm obsessed.
I once dated someone whose laugh sounded like a dying dolphin. And then
Ew.
somebody underneath said,
what does a dying dolphin sound like?
don't
Where
know.
are these people finding these guys?
Somebody commented and said, this happened to me too, and the worst part was he took me to a comedy club for our date. I wanted to crawl out of my skin.
Oh my God. These are like
I was
beyond.
crying.
Beyond.
Somebody else says, mine was this guy who was reasonably attractive, smart, funny, and then he went in for our first kiss. His lips were really thin and for whatever reason, really cold and wet. And all he did was pucker his little cold lips together and peck my lips, so it was like kissing a fish. It was when he stuck
puckering his little cold lips.
It was when he stuck his tongue between his fish lips. And it was just...
No, now I'm literally picturing like that. I can't.
It was just there doing nothing.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh my
Some
God.
of these girls have been in the trenches.
They really have. Mine are like, to be fair, I do think this is an ick, climbing into the back of a 3-door car.
Oh God, I have to do that all the time. Every time I have to buckle the kids in.
Buckling, someone said, when you're on a roller coaster and the person comes around and tightens his seatbelt. Ick.
Somebody said, I was chatting with someone on a dating app. We hadn't met yet. He asked if I wanted to get together for a drinky poo.
Someone on mine said anything when they put E's on the end. Snackies, chockies. Like, I was like, yeah, that is icky.
This one said he misspelt loo. Yeah, he misspelt lose in his Instagram bio. So it said never lose hope.
Oh,
which
God.
really reminded me of once I matched with someone on Hinge and we were talking for a bit. And then we got each other's Instagram, and I icked like I've never icked, actually.
Spelling errors.
I've icked more before, but this wasn't it.
Nothing can beat the Twitter guy.
Yeah,
That is
was
the
icky.
ultimate.
He'd put in his bio, thanks everyone for following me, but the 2 L's were the 2 feet emoji.
Oh my God.
Where
do you
he
mean
had
these
about
people
60
hinge?
followers.
Oh my God. Or when they say like, follow in my footsteps and then post a picture of footsteps on a beach or something, it's like, oh,
icky.
Ick, big fat ick.
One guy I was dating would be flossing his teeth. He'd pull the floss out and then eat whatever came out.
I think a bit of vomit just went in my throat because that is
I knew you'd love that
repulsive. My friend did send in a rude one that a guy, I don't know if we'll include this, but that a guy was licking her out and he was like lying forward with his legs in the air, like what word am I looking for? Like kicking his legs while he was doing it like a happy little lamb. Like she said she was literally like, stop. I cannot.
Once I was dating someone and they gave me serious ick because we started kissing and he was like grinning like a Cheshire cat to the point where I was like, why are you smiling?
Oh my God. Much? What did he say?
He said, because I'm really happy. And I was like,
no, it's giving weird. It's giving weird.
I could just imagine him going like back to his friends and being like, high five. High five, we snog.
Literally, that is
icky.
And I was telling Elliot all these icks, he was like, I feel like no one can do anything without being an ick. And I was like, being an ick is actually like a state of being. Like you're either just cool with it or you're icky with it. My friend Deborah was like, if they got run over, I'd be so icked out. And I was literally like, literally nothing you can do about getting run over. If they died,
I'd be ick.
She was literally like, if they got run over, ick. If they fell over and then like pretended it didn't happen, ick. Like it's just a way of life.
Remember when I dated that guy who shaved his legs and he thought it was really cool? That was
I don't remember that, but what the hell?
When your legs were touched, it was like prickly.
Oh my God.
Ick.
Did you see on Love Island when Ekin-Su and Curtis were going into the hideaway and Ekin-Su was getting ready and the girls are like, what are you going to say when you get in there? And she goes, I'm going to say, I'm excited. Oh and they all just went, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
And I was watching like, why would you say that? Like,
yeah, but I feel like they're the perfect pair. I've never icked so hard in my life when they were doing the challenge, the heart rate challenge.
But like when she was calling gospel, I'm like, but it's crazy because I didn't know she was an ick. Like I thought she was cool. And now I've seen that side of her. I'm like, her and Curtis are perfect for one another. I actually love them together because they're both cringy.
Go and be weird together.
Yeah, and love it. I'm obsessed. I actually really loved them in the end. Oh, when she was like, I'm excited. I was like, oh, I really don't like it at all. I just love that all the other girls just went, don't do that. Okay, you guys sent us some icks to our Instagram stories, so I'm going to read out a few of those because they were so funny. Grown men having jam on toast. I don't have a problem with that.
I don't mind that.
But I kind of love
jam on toast.
I actually can't remember the last time I had jam on toast. Someone asked if I wanted to come round for a little bit of sex.
Just a small amount.
Just a little bit. A grown man referred to himself as being a bit of a willy. I'm obsessed. Oh, dated a guy who ran for the bus. The bus driver shut the doors and he knocked and they drove off. That is icky. That is icky.
Excuse me, I'm stood right here. Do you think you've done anything before where you've literally thought after, oh my God, ick?
Daily. Literally daily.
I think it's time for Fuck 'em of the Fortnight! As you know, I've done 2 already.
I love.
Yeah, but you go first.
Mine is just so classic. It threw me back to just getting a mobile phone. And I'll tell you for why. Ick. What's that even from? Gavin and Stacey, Uncle Bryn. Basically, So do you use Teams at work?
At the old
I
place,
feel like
yeah.
a few of mine have been Teams related. When you go to type to someone, if you're not in the text box for typing, it's like, say I pressed E and you're the only person I message with the name that starts with the letter E.
Yeah.
It would skip to you and start typing in a box to you.
Oh.
And it happens so quickly that you don't even notice that happened. So I was writing to what I thought was my friend.
Don't say you're slagging someone off.
Slagging off not a person, but like
a company or something.
our work. Or like, yeah, something to do with our work. I won't go into too much detail because God knows who's listening. Send off to the kitchen for a cup of tea. My friend running through the office to me. Where's your Teams? I was like, what? She was like, you've put that in the group, the whole team group chat. When I tell you, I think the colour gone from my face.
Oh my God, no.
I'm like running
Surely
back
they've
to my
seen
desk.
it.
Thank God nobody had, because I think we're just so swamped at the moment.
Oh.
There was like 20 people in this chat though.
Does it tell you who's
you can see
viewed
who's
it?
viewed. Yeah. Deleted
Oh my God.
immediately.
Thank
Honestly,
God your friend saw it.
Thank God my friend saw it. And also just thank God we're literally at our busiest time and nobody else saw it, because the colour from my face literally drained. But also, even if people had read it, this happens so much. One girl in our company, we had like this company come in to do like a global company meeting, like training us on something. And the person doing the training had some weird surname, and she wrote in the entire company chat, imagine your surname being that person's surname. I was like, what a fucking weird surname. And everybody was like, this is the whole company group chat. And then her messages were like deleted. Like it happens so much.
Why
but it
did
took
he
me
do
back
that?
to obviously remove the name. But do you remember at school? I was friends with her, but I don't know why. She must have really annoyed me at the time or something, because I was texting what I thought to be Hannah New, bitching
But
about
you texted
and I
to-
texted us.
Oh
and I
my
literally,
God.
I can still remember.
Oh,
It's
I
scarred.
bet she cried.
I know. It scarred me for life.
Do you know, that's also happened to me. You know, like when you're thinking of someone, so you
just
type their name.
But that's not what happened on Teams. It was a Teams fault on Teams.
Yeah.
But yes.
My mum, when I was like 16, had driven me mad. And I text my best friend at the time, Millie. So I thought I was texting Millie, and I said, my mum's a bitch. I hate her, blah, 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 blah. Click send, and I heard ding.
Was this at a time when you couldn't like unsend?
Yeah, no, you couldn't unsend. It was like Nokia 3310 or my Motorola flip phone.
Could you like run down and delete it?
There was no time. I heard her storming up the stairs. I was like, like the impending doom of my mum storming up the stairs.
Damn.
She goes, what did you say? I was grounded for so long. I was like, I thought it was Millie. She was like, it doesn't make it any better.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I remember once when I was young and I was like verbally said to my brother, like, I didn't even swear. This is like how goody me and my brother were when we were younger. Was like, mum's really annoying me. She's being so rude to me. Like I was a teenager and I was like, I'm so mad at her. And then my brother just goes straight to my mum and was like, Lucy's just said this about you. I was actually like, girl,
what a
like, I
snitch.
know. Never forgiven him for that. Tell us yours.
All right. So, you know my curtains in my lounge?
Yeah.
The ones that go all along the wall. One of them like had fallen down in the week, and I was like, that's annoying. But before I started work on one random day last week, I was like, oh, I'm ready early. I've got 10 minutes to spare. I'm going to fix my...
Before work?
Yeah, I know.
Christ.
I know.
Okay.
But I shouldn't have done the task.
Yeah.
But I was like, right,
It's
I've
always
got
when
10
you think
minutes.
you can squeeze it in that it's not going to take that long.
I was like, it'd be easy. I just need to get a bit of super glue. I need to stick up the thing, and then the curtains will be fixed, solved, chore done. But
lock it in.
I go to get the super glue, and I'm like, oh, I've run out. Like I couldn't squeeze any more out. And I was like, it's fine. I'll just cut off the end of the tube. So I cut off the end of the tube and I pour it onto this little white thing. And I was holding it in this hand. So I had the white thing, and then I poured the tube. I thought there was barely anything in because I couldn't squeeze any out. So much super glue poured out all over my hand. This white thing stuck to my finger.
No
It's
way.
everywhere. And it was like, I couldn't even bend.
Oh my God. How did you even get that off?
I like shoved it under the hot tap.
Is that the right thing to do?
I don't know. It was panic. I was like, I don't know what to do. But it was like, it goes like crystally.
Yeah.
So I couldn't move my hand. This white flipping thing is stuck to my finger.
I'm obsessed. I wish it was still there today.
I put the super glue thing, I just dropped it into the sink. So then it's sticking to the sink.
Damn.
I've got glue everywhere.
I hate
And then
that.
I'm like trying to scrub off. I literally think I'm scrubbing off my skin. I peel off the white thing and I'm like, oh my God.
What is the white thing? What is it?
It's like the hook that the curtain rail goes on. I've just got it on my finger. I peel it off, but there's so much super glue on there. It's like thick. And
it didn't peel your skin off with it.
No, it just it peeled off glue because there was so many layers of glue. Anyway, I get like most of it off my palm with like fairy liquid. It was a long time. I was late for work. And then I'm like, phew, got the majority of that off. I look in the sink and the super glue thing is stuck to the sink. I'm like, that's going to have to wait. That's an after work problem.
But then the longer you leave it, the longer would it get stuck.
Well, yeah. And then I open up my laptop. I go to use my fingerprint and it's covered in glue.
I thought you were going to be like, and I've shaved off my fingerprint. I was like, what?
No, I couldn't get into my laptop because
there
was so
there's
much
no password. It's fingerprint or nothing.
For the first password, it's fingerprint.
That is a flawed design. What the hell?
Yeah, but who really gets... You've always got your fingerprint.
No, you don't. What if you burn your finger? Like, what if something crazy happens? What if you get your finger chopped off? Like... What if you're in a situation where your arm is in a cast and you can't type? Like,
you still get your little fingers out of the cast.
Oh my God.
So I couldn't get in. So then I just had to literally sit under the tap until it got softer and softer and softer.
No way.
I was about an hour 20 late for work.
No.
For a task that I was like, I've got 10 minutes spare.
Oh my God. And then you're like, sorry, I couldn't log on. My fingerprint was under layers of super glue. They're like, how many excuses can this girl come up with?
I had trouble logging in. They were like, why? I was like, I don't know.
Are you joking? Why did you just say?
I'm not going to tell them.
Oh my God, you kill me.
Yeah. So it's been about a week now and it is off. But I do feel like I've got the driest hands.
Did you ever like sort out your curtains?
No, I'm not touching them.
Ever again.
That's someone else's job
now.
100%.
Get Michael on the job. I love. You've given us 2 in 1 week.
I know. It's been
you could have held one back
enjoyable week.
Well, how much fun. Our first ep in a studio. Yeah. Tell the group what we've got coming up until the next time we speak. What have you got going on?
Oh, I've got half marathon on Sunday, which I'm actually dreading.
Your training's been going so well.
I see you haven't ran in 2 weeks.
Insta and Strava. Oh, girl. Why? Been busy, super
My
doing
legs
things.
started hurting. So I was
your
like,
new trainers?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know, sus.
What are you going to do?
Blame the trainers.
Everything's a trainer.
If I don't finish,
you
blame
should
the
buy
trainers.
the trainers that I just bought. I've only run in them once, but honestly, it was a complete different experience.
Really?
But I was running in trainers that are about 10 years old.
Well, that's the thing. I think I ruined them with my legs with the first pair of trainers I got, and I think they're still sore from that. But
are you scared?
Yeah, no, I'm actually pooing my pants.
How many miles?
Also, people tell me you get runner's belly afterwards.
Oh, they put toilets all down. You need to think about that. They put portaloos around the whole way around because people get the shits when they run long distance. I know. Maybe you should take a Imodium before you go.
I'm taking 10.
You're like, I'm overdosing.
But I have booked a roast dinner for afterwards, which I'm very excited about.
You're going to be starving. You would have pooed everything out by the time you get there.
I told football I'd play a football game afterwards. And then I just thought yesterday,
You're insane. You're insane. Have you cancelled that?
Yeah, I said yesterday. Good. I'm not actually sure
you're going to be
that.
dead. I think you're going to be absolutely fine, though. Like, you have run like a 14K.
Yeah, it's like another 10 on top of that.
No, isn't it 21? Is it 24?
22, I think.
22.
Let's just say I'm not feeling hopeful about it, but this podcast goes out on Monday. So if you don't hear from me, I've probably pooed myself.
Wait,
and I'm in the
forest. This Sunday. Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Do
So
you know my toxic trait is I was going to sign up for it with you, and I
I
haven't run
know.
for years.
Jess will get you doing one now.
I ran 5K the other day, and I was dying. And then I was like, good job I didn't sign up for that half marathon. Like, I would have literally died.
Yeah.
I do want to get into it though.
I'm not excited about it.
Crumbs.
But I wasn't excited about my boxing match, and that went okay.
I
did get punched in the face.
I do think that you got actually done over with that, because they paired you with someone way too good, like too tall, too big, and too professional.
Yeah, well, I survived that, so I'll survive this.
You will, absolutely. I cannot wait to hear all about it.
Thanks.
The next time we chat, I would have been to Poland and Arizona. And God knows
She's a jet setter. Make sure you find space in the overhead compartment. Otherwise, you're a nick.
Exactly. Well, actually, I posted about my side compartment on my Instagram story when I flew. You replied.
Did I? What did I say? Wow, looks cool.
I don't know, but then I just thought that is actually quite icky to post about your side compartment. But anyway, lots to catch up on next time. Thanks so much for listening. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.